Well, you know, we can learn new ideas and discover new ways of seeing when we're open to the experience of talking to people with whom we don't always agree. Therapist Dr. Jonathan Carroll is here with another good word. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning to you, Angie.
Well, this is an interesting conversation to have because we all know it's sometimes difficult to be open to have a conversation with someone on the opposite side of an idea. What's your suggestion?
Well, here we are about halfway through Pride Month, and this is Juneteenth. And so we have opportunities for us to celebrate. And of course, not everybody sees those as opportunities to celebrate, and we may scratch our heads and wonder why, but that's because we're all different and people see the world in very different ways. And I think one of the things that we can do as thoughtful people, as engaging people, as civil people, is to create spaces where people can think and believe and feel how they want. And we learn to be okay with that while thinking and believing and feeling what we want and encouraging open dialogue with one another. And there's some ways that we can do that.
Well, let's talk about that because, you know, you first have to get yourself in some kind of a headspace where you can say, I can listen to this and listen deeply without, you know, we always want to rush to make a comment, right, and insert ourselves.
That's exactly right. I mean, this all takes, of course, a level of open-mindedness, an approach to the conversation with an open mind, recognizing that, you know, I don't have all the answers. I have my own cognitive biases. I have my own beliefs, and those are closely held, and that's okay. But I can be open-minded to the idea that somebody sees something different. It's not unlike my going into someone else's home. I love my home, but that doesn't mean I have to have a value judgment on someone else's home. That's their home, and I hope that they love their home. And we can coexist in homes beside one another, and I love mine and they love theirs, and that all can be okay. So open-mindedness is a key. Active listening is a key, making sure that we're giving our full attention. Being respectful in dialogue, you know, being constructive, focusing on issues, not attacking people. That's a really important one. Trying to, as always, you know me, utilize our empathy and perspective. And most importantly, perhaps, is looking for that common ground. There are always areas of agreement and shared values that we can build on. We almost always want something like the same thing. If we can identify common goals, we have a foundation of finding some solutions or an understanding even.
Well, you know, one of the things that is, I think, is so compelling in those kinds of conversations is when we start, as you always say, with just our common humanity.
Yeah, that's, I think, the most difficult thing, which is ironic, right? Because that's the thing that we come to the conversation with.
Right,
it's the most obvious commonality. That is, you're a human and I'm a human and we're in this thing together. But, you know, we don't have to read very much science to learn that we are by nature competitive people. We probably have been. And there's, you know, still oddly some debate. But for millions and millions of years, we've been competing for survival and for resources. And we have not really outgrown that. So a really beautiful place to start is to acknowledge the humanity. And for people who are faith or spiritually based, it is not, I think, that difficult to recognize that there is something holy in you. And there's something holy in me. And we should allow at least some space for the holiness in you and me to connect, to embrace. And even right there is common ground enough to offer patience, empathy, resilience, perspective, and even, gasp, something like love.
Thank you, Jonathan, as always.
Thank you. Good to see you, Angie.
Good to see you as well. We'll be back with more Lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.